old show. This is the Big O 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 Show.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive a new 2025 RDX $419 a month during our 17th anniversary sale.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Take $10,000 off a 2025 Acura MDX during our 17th anniversary sale.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
After 4 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
It's big. It's gigantic. It's the Toyota of Hollywood Super Sale. Over 2,000 Toyotas from just $17,988. Like a Corolla LE, not $24,000, $17,988. Buy with 0% financing, 0 down. Join the fun and get a super deal at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
Before you buy or lease a Honda, Volkswagen, Hyundai, or any other model, compare Subaru, rated #1 in safety at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Buy with 0.9% financing, 0 down. Forester with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $259 a month. Crosstrek with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $239 a month. During the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Subaru of Pembroke Pines, South Florida's #1 volume Subaru retailer.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649. Or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rayom can help.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive a new Acura ZDX, $439 a month during our 17th anniversary sale.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All righty. Good morning, boys and girls. Yes, sir. All right. It is time to have a little fun like you do at Hialeah Park. By the way, has Steve seen the crazy ass flooding that's going on in Jersey and in New York right now? Like any of you out there in Jersey, New York, prayers to you, man. I hope everything goes well. Have you seen those scenes, Sean? Subways getting, just absolutely drenched. Like people are sitting in a subway car and then the water is like just gushing in. You know, it's crazy. You saw that?
Yeah, I saw that. And then I also saw the Jersey, I think, a turnpike.
Yeah.
And it looked like they should have had canoes and speedboats rather than cars.
Yeah. Yeah. Insane. But hey, listen, climate change is not real. There's no more, the heat has not created more water in the atmosphere and humidity. And, no, of course not. What's going on constantly now in Texas, it's been happening since I was a kid in the 70s and in the 80s too. I remember all this stuff used to happen all the time in the 80s. All the time. Climate change is not real. So don't worry about that. Right? It is what it is. Yes, sir.
Do you remember the days when it used to be like a high of 80 and we would think we would melt?
Right.
Now we're talking it's just.
Dude, in the 70s, kids hung around without their shirts all day.
Yeah, no, we did in the 80s too. It was.
And in the 80s too.
Yeah.
In the 80s too. I was just a little older already in the 80s that I wasn't hanging around with my
You're
shirt.
putting the shirts back on. Yeah, you weren't playing the flag football and all that back then. Time.
By 82, I'm 16. So, it's like,
No more neighbor bowls.
Yeah, it's different, I'm a little older at that point, but yeah, in the 70s, I remember kids hanging around all day without a shirt because that you would only have it on the side because if you went into somebody's house out of respect, that's when you put on your shirt. You know what I mean?
100%.
If not, whoever was the mother in that house would tell you, what are you doing? Put on a shirt, because back then also villages raised kids. You were allowed to do that, Like if the neighbor scolded you, your parents scolded you because the neighbor scolded you because you obviously were wrong. You know what I mean? That was kind of like the way it goes. You got paddled in school and then you got whatever it was, however you got, for me it was belt and shoes and sandals, chancletazos, so different world. You had to live it to kind of experience it and say, yeah, no, all this stuff didn't used to happen 50 years ago, bro. It just didn't happen, bro. I'm sorry. It's just, this is weird. But yeah, so all you folks out there in Texas that are dealing with, again, more flooding, and obviously in New York and New Jersey, Jesus, man, that's terrible, dude. Terrible. So anyway, Minnesota never got even tornadoes. Now they get tornadoes constantly. Like, what the hell is this? It's the weirdest thing. No, Pat in Asheville, they were safe as hell from hurricanes. Well, that changed. That's no longer the case anymore. But hey, but hang in there, folks in New York and New Jersey, because that is bad. And our friends in Texas, too, are going through a rough one also. It's just tough, man. Tough. Anyway, good morning to you all out there. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're hanging in there. David Furones is going to join us today. We'll talk a little Dolphins with him. We do have a kind of an issue that's developing, and so I will give you my thoughts on that issue, and we'll talk about some other things Dolphins wise. Heat last night against the Celtics. My boy Pallel Larson shine. They get too many turnovers. Kid, you gotta. I mean, I love your aggressiveness. I love that you're fearless. I mean, that's one thing. Pelle Larsson has balls. Balls. And you need guys that have that kind of fearless fire in them, and he has, and I love it, and I'm a big fan of it, So, but again, he's green, he's young, he's learning. Just the turnovers, a little too many turnovers, Ware played well again yesterday, played aggressive. Keyshawn Johnson also played well, so we'll talk a little Heat. Also, we got some stuff to talk about. Locally, got the Teddy Bridgewater story, which is insane, bro. Like, it means it. I don't understand that one. I don't get that one. Teddy Bridgewater story is crazy. We'll get into that. So we got a bunch of stuff going on in the world of sports. Yes, sir, Sean?
So with Larson, you're saying he has balls. He just needs to learn how to handle them?
Yes. Touche. Yes. He's got keep them in place. Okay. Yeah. Balance your balls. So yes, Larson's got to balance balls. By the way, Bitcoin hit as low as like 117, maybe even 116.9 or something. We're up to 118.1. Remember, we shot up to almost 123, 122. I saw 7. Maybe I think it got to 9 or 8 or something like that. I don't think some people say we hit 123. There was like a wick that went over 123. I didn't catch it, but either way, we're going there and way past that. And if you don't believe, here's your dip. I tweeted it out last night when it was in 117. I said, here's your dip. That this is how the dips go now. You know what I mean? You're not dipping anymore to 80,000. Okay? Not dipping anymore. That's just it's over. But if you think you're late, you're a fool. And when it's at 160 and you could have gotten in at 118.241 that I'm watching right now, it was at 117. So just saying, just to give you a little crypto and Bitcoin segment, really. We don't need to talk about crypto yet because that stuff hasn't really, some has moved, but it hasn't moved really yet to really get me excited yet. But let's get into a little Bitcoin. This is your opportunity. Not that I'm a financial advisor. We're at 18,353. It continues to go up while I'm talking right now. It was down at 17, maybe even 69. You might have hit or something. It's already up to 18.3 now. So anyway, CPI inflation went up to 2.7. It was at 2.4 last month. They were expecting 2.6 and went up to 2.7. So inflation is kicking up a little bit. You got to understand, I'll give you my theory on what's going on in the economy and how things will gradually either get better or worse down the line. I think a lot of these companies have taken advantage of all these breaks in the tariffs. And when they give a country or whatever a 60-day pause or whatever, all these corporations have loaded up. So you have not seen the real effects of any of the tariffs that have been in place because these companies have overbought their goods, brought in. We've got the stats are there at the docks. You'll see it. Record-breaking containers coming in. Why? Because they all beat constantly all these other deadlines, and so they're able to sell their products and not pass on to the consumer yet. But eventually, all of these tariffs will settle down one way or the other with something. So you're going to, as Americans, we will feel the tariffs probably more in the third and fourth quarters and into the first quarter of next year. Why? Because by then, everything has to settle down. Trump has to get past all of this because he has to knock it out of the park by the midterms in order to hold seats in the House and the Senate and all that other crap. But if he doesn't and it goes awry, which I think eventually all the tariffs start affecting it and affects the economy and affects us and all that kind of stuff. That's my prediction. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully I'm wrong. But I think it will down the line because they will not be able to beat any deadlines anymore because those things will be gone and the tariffs will be in place, and then they'll pass it on to us. So there's been a game that's being played the last couple of months, and every time he gives people breaks and extends it and does this taco movement, it gives these companies an opportunity to get their product in at a cheap price before it becomes more expensive. And then they don't have to pass it on to the consumer, and then they stock up. You know what I'm saying? But eventually that's going to run out, and the chain will be at the regular prices, at the regular tariffs, and then that's when we will feel it. But right now there's a game that's being played behind the scenes, and we haven't really felt it yet, even though things are getting a little more expensive around. If you really look at it, it's getting more expensive. Even energy went up a little bit, which is crazy, which is not, they ran on producing more energy or lower, and energy actually has part of the CPI is energy has affected. So anyway, point is, fight it by Bitcoin. And yesterday, an OG, did you hear about this, Sean? The dude that held Bitcoin for 14 years. Did you hear about this? So in one wallet, 14 years ago, he spent $7,800 on Bitcoin. Do you know the balls it takes 14 years ago to buy $7,800 of Bitcoin? Well, he sold it yesterday, Sean, for $1.1 billion. What an OG, bro. So you saw a little bit of the shock to the market there, you know, and this is great for us, for all of us, because that improves the value and everything of every Bitcoin. And the average then just continue. And you got to expect people to take profits along the way, because that's just kind of the way it's going to go, you know. Some people take profits, the OGs that held. What do we tell you? You don't time the market, you put time in the market. You buy, you hold, you wait. That's all. It'll grow. Just let it go. And then eventually, if you want to take some, you take some. You know, if that guy bought 7,800, something tells me he bought a lot more than 7,800. And he has another wallet. He hasn't sold it all yet, but he sold a total of $2 billion yesterday. But just as specifically, one wallet was $7,800 of Bitcoin 14 years ago, and he turned it to $1.1 billion. $1.1 billion, not million, billion. It's crazy. Remember we told you the story over the last couple of years of Jamie Dimon, how the European arm of Jamie Dimon buys Bitcoin behind the scenes, but Jamie Dimon tells you that no, Bitcoin's bad, this, that. Now they're being more accepting of it and all openly. But behind the scenes for years, their European arm has been collecting Bitcoin. So Vanguard has dissed Bitcoin over and over and over again, that it's not an asset and all that, and it doesn't offer it to its clients. Vanguard. Any of you out there have Vanguard? So Vanguard now is the largest holder of MicroStrategy. They now own $9 billion of Bitcoin ETFs. So Vanguard tells its clients, no, we can't offer you Bitcoin. We don't suggest Bitcoin. But with your profits, we're going to go out and buy $9 billion of Bitcoin. I mean, seriously, like, if those of you that do business with Vanguard and you're still doing business with Vanguard and you trust a shit company like that, you know, I've been trying to tell you this now for years, right? Don't do as they say, do as they do. Don't hear their actions. Don't listen to what they're telling you. No. Don't listen about what they tell you. No. Go actually see what they're physically doing. Follow that. Vanguard shits all over its customers. By the way, my 401k years ago was with Vanguard. Okay? I dumped my whole 401k. I took the penalty and I just moved it over to Bitcoin and Ethereum. You think I'm regretting it? No. So, I'm not telling you to do that. You do whatever you want on your own. I'm not a financial advisor by any stretch whatsoever. But there's Vanguard telling its customers, no, Bitcoin's bad. No, it's not a thing. And they're collecting $9 billion. They want to keep you stupid. They want to keep you with your dying dollar, your dying ruble, your dying franc, your dying peso, your dying yuan, your dying whatever it is that lira already is dead. Okay? That's what they want to keep you with. All these Federal Reserve banks around the world and all these governments, they want to keep you. And these companies, they want to keep you stupid. Is that amazing? Vanguard shits all over its customers, doesn't allow them to have Bitcoin. One of our guys on Twitter, just when he saw it, he goes, "Oh my God, I have my 401k on Vanguard, and I can't get Bitcoin." And I told him, "Listen, I don't buy ETFs. Let's just buy Bitcoin and put it in your own wallet, dude. Okay, that's the greatest advice that I could give you. It's the greatest advice I have ever given anybody is buy Bitcoin and hodl and put it in your own cold storage wallet. Greatest advice I've ever given anybody. And the proof is just there constantly, dude. Constantly. So I'm just telling you, just great stuff. Great stuff. By the way, from the laughable department, Kamala Harris is the leading candidate right now for the Dems. Yeah, those idiots didn't learn a damn thing, did they? Come on, bro. It's a guy in Kentucky, Brashear, who is absolutely a stud. That you should be talking about a guy like that, not Kamala Harris. You couldn't run my piggy bank, bro. Clown ass fool. That's why both parties are just absolutely lost. Anyway, so there's your little Bitcoin minute for you, and enjoy and take advantage of the dips, especially for you rookies out there. It's not too late. The Big Cheese, we love the Big Cheese. Fridays, we talk to Manny Navarro with our Big Cheese NIL and recruiting report. And folks, if you're thinking about lunch today, 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, go visit Gary and all the amazing people out there at BigCheeseMiami.com. Check out the menu before you go. That way you know what you want. You got to order the garlic rolls. I don't know what dish you're going to want, and that's cool with me. If you want the baked ziti, if you want some pasta, some lasagna, whatever it is, but you better get those garlic rolls. Those things are awesome. Awesome. And they give you a little pizza sauce on the side to dip those garlic rolls in. Oh, it's so good, man. I'm telling you. Check it out, 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, BigCheeseMiami.com. All right, what do we got here on the chat board? Don't forget to hit the hell out of the like button. That's a great way to support our show, get the algorithms going. It gets the message out to others. So if you're listening on audio, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, whatever, please hit the like button. If you're watching on YouTube at any time, please hit the like button, hit the subscription. Oh, and I apologize because when we made the billboard for this show, I accidentally made one yesterday that was for 10 o'clock at night instead of 10 o'clock this morning. And so I guess some of you that have the notification bell, we're getting it. So I apologize. We erased it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Jay gave me the heads up, and I was like, oh, all right, we'll fix it. And here we are. So, you got to figure I'm an idiot. I'm going to make some mistakes. And there's one of the many mistakes that I make. NorCal is puffing and puffing, and he's number one. Jamie Zorria, I see there. Jeff in Long Island. Jack Roldan. Will you be at training camp this year? Yes, I am going to Toto, Christopher Cross, and Men at Work on Friday. Yes, we can meet there if you want, Jack. You will not see me at training camp this year. I have no interest in going to training camp. I am not wasting my time for the Miami Dolphins this year at all. I am not going there to watch training camp, which is weak anyways. You don't really get a good read on the team. They don't hit enough as it is, to be quite honest. It's really weak sauce nowadays, how they prepare and to get a feel for a team. But bottom line is, I don't have a lot of expectations for this season, so I'm not wasting my time at training camp. Okay, I'm just not. I'm not sweating. Plus, I can barely use the material. I get tagged by YouTube constantly, and if not, the NFL's on my ass. So I don't need it. You know what I mean? And I'll do fine just without it. If people want to get real sports talk, real Dolphins talk, they'll come here. You want to get a bunch of fluff, you can go to a lot of places, dude. And there's a lot of places out there that don't know what the hell they're doing, and so we'll depend on we'll count on ourselves like we normally have for 35 years. But no Dolphins to get me back out to Dolphins training camp. They're gonna have to earn it now. I'm tired of going for decades for no reason at all anymore. Become something, and then it's worth sweating. Hell, I passed out last year. Last year, I passed out in in the heat and all that. F that, bro. That team ain't worth it. Nah. So we'll hook up on the Toto concert. I'll be there with the wife. So definitely reach out, DM me on what's it called, on X, Twitter, whatever the hell you want to call it, or Instagram, and that's it. Dolphin Dave, Jay Gelfin, One-Eyed Jack, Brian Radke, Gus 1388, Kosa. Let's see. Dolphins decided to take away season ticket reps from 100 and 300 sections, so now we don't even have a contact person anymore. Brother, pro teams don't give a shit about you, dude. Your government doesn't give a shit about you, Democrats or Republicans. They don't give a shit. They just want your money, dude. They're a bunch of phonies, all of them. They don't give a shit about you. Never have. It's all corporate, baby. It's all corporate. You're just feeding the corporate machine. That's all you're doing. Come on, man. Let's see, what else do you have? They take your money and laugh at your ass after they've taken your money. They got their commission or whatever. They don't care, bro. Fernando Perez, Rosendo, Ty in the Bronx, Juan Rosa, Norbert, Eros, Juan. Interviews went great yesterday. I have a second interview next week. Good luck to you, Juan. Awesome, bro. Proud of you, brother. Hope you get the gig. What else? David Furones comes out in the 2010 Decision ESPN segment. Pretty funny. Okay. Let's see. Big O, stop making me crave pizza. It's a good place to have that Pietzkers. You will be there at Men at Work and Toto? Well, then let's hook up, man.
We'll be there. We're going to go a little early, too, because we're going to try to beat traffic to get to stinking Southern Boulevard. So we're going to be there early, actually. And, you know, this is one of those concerts you want to be there early because you want to see the opening act because all three acts are good. So, yeah. So see you guys there, man. Love to meet you guys, hang out. Bob says Tua will lead us to the Super Bowl. God, Bob, I hope you're right, brother. I hope you're right. I just don't think we have the coach or the talent right now, actually, anymore. You know, the talent's gone down the last 2 years. So you need a much better coach now than you've had the last 2 years, and you don't have one. So Dustin says, Big O, how about I fly you and the wife up for Judas Priest and Alice Cooper in New York on September 27? Bro, I mean, first of all, Dustin, you know, don't lift my hopes up like that. And then, you know, and it'd probably only be me. I don't even know if the wife would go. You know what I'm saying? Because it's school time. What is September 20? I can already tell you. Hold on. Because it's not like she's a Judas Priest fan. Just fucking around here with this. Let's have a little fun with it. September 20. It's actually a Saturday. She might go. Because we could fly back Sunday. So, Dustin, you know, you're more than welcome to fly us up. That'll be my birthday present, Dustin, because my birthday's October 1st. So it'll be a great way to celebrate my 59th birthday, hanging out with you and Judas Priest and Alice Cooper for a night there. Let's do it, bro. Let's do it. I think they're not coming here actually for that tour. So yeah. I'm always ready to rock, brother. So, but thank you for the offer. I appreciate that. Very kind. And don't forget another way you can support our show besides flying us to New York for a Judas Priest concert. It is, of course, you can make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation also, which we always appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And, of course, we're trying to go to Madrid. And you can help us and support the show and support the trip to Madrid, which is not cheap. So, good stuff. All right. Let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar. Wednesday night, it'll be Cincinnati hosting Inter Miami at 7:30. Big week this week. They've got Cincy Wednesday and the Red Bull on Saturday. So it's going to be a hell of a week. Let's see, both road games. Saturday, 7:30, Charleston Battery will host Miami FC in USL action. Last night, the Miami Heat picked up their first win of the Summer League as they beat the Celtics 100-96. Paolo Larson, 24 points. 6 assists. He did have 5 turnovers. Ware had 21 points, 3 of 3 from three-point range, 15 rebounds, and 2 steals. Kashad Johnson had 22 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 steals. Thursday, they're back in action at 4 o'clock to take on the Pistons. And the Mariners, Cal Raleigh, wins the home run derby. Tonight will be the All-Star game as the American League takes on the National League. All right. There we go. We'll talk to David Furones shortly. And don't forget, visit our friends at 3A Graphics. If you need custom printing and embroidery, 786-618-1443. What do we got going on? What up, O and Sean, listening to you and being corporate time-stealing weasel. Well, Josh, that's impressive. That's exactly what you're supposed to do in life. Be a corporate time-stealing weasel and get Bitcoin to protect your future. True FinFan says, I really like people when they talk Super Bowl or even playoffs with this team. Playoffs. I get it. You guys need to be lied to. Need to lie to yourselves. Dustin says, I got the tickets. If you're serious, I'll hit you up and we'll set it up. Oh, I'm serious. For me, I'm serious. I don't know about the wife. I can't commit for the wife. Okay? That's the only thing. But I'm serious. You go see Judas Priest and Alice Cooper? Are you out of your mind? Of course. Yeah, dude. I'd definitely go. That'd be fun. Let's see. And if you're really not screwing around, yeah, just reach out to me on DMs. Oh, there he is. He's ready to go. He goes, good concert week up here. We got Rod Stewart, Cheap Trick tonight, Weird Al Thursday, Dave Matthews this weekend, and we got Primus and Fish next week. Yeah, you're in New York, bro. New York, you get everything. New York and Los Angeles are, especially LA, are the best places for concerts. If I lived in LA, I'd be so freaking broke. So broke. Oh my God, would I be broke in Los Angeles? Because I'd be going to concerts like religiously. Anyway, you know who's also here religiously? David Furones. You can catch him on Tuesdays and on Fridays. It's Tuesday. Let's get to our Welton Realm Miami Dolphins report.
All rise, football fans, as the Welton Realm Miami Dolphins report with David Furones is in session.
Welton Realm has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They are committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. Here's Miami Dolphins insider David Furones.
All right. There he is, ready to go.
Yes,
all right, man. Break it down for us. Joey Taylor, released from FS1. Okay, all right.
Damn, I wasn't ready for that one. Yeah, right. I see the Dolphins connection, though. Jason Taylor.
No, I wasn't even thinking that. I was just busting balls just to kind of, throw everything
Yeah.
the get-go.
That's funny.
What do I have to do with that shit?
Yeah.
Why are you getting me involved in that? Oh, that was kind of the idea. Will Jonas Savaiinaea be a holdout, my friend?
Yeah, that's the big question right now. As rookies are reporting for camp actually today, so a week before the rest of all the veterans get in. So. Unless we see something where he has signed, then right now that's what it's looking like. So, Jonas Savaiinaea, actually, I know I'm not supposed to promote Miami Herald stuff, but Omar Kelly wrote a great column breaking it down. If you want to check that out on why he is a potential holdout, looking for some guaranteed money as a second rounder, which we all know first rounders are getting that guaranteed money, and it's kind of been
all guaranteed. Fully guaranteed.
What's that? Right. For the full guarantees for second rounders, which a couple of guys had been getting this class, and kind of NFL players are trying to go in that direction when it's already a thing in other leagues, but not for NFL players, just kind of because of the culture of the way contract negotiations have gone. So, Jonas Savaiinaea, one of the guys trying to clearly make that happen, change that path for NFL players. So, give him credit. And now the Dolphins will have some decisions to make, and obviously it's coming down to the wire here on report day.
Well, so here's the thing: when situation, and for those of you that don't know, the thing is the 33rd and 34th picks in the second round signed guaranteed deals. The first and second picks. And by the way, it was the Browns and the Texans. And, I'm really getting pissed off at the Browns because they're the asshole who gave a quarterback a contract. And because they're so desperate to win, now they do this along with the Texans, and they kind of really screw the entire NFL because nobody was giving fully guaranteed contracts in the second round. All of a sudden, these two guys get the fully guaranteed, and like always, the Browns are always in the middle, bro. I mean, by the way, what's the color of a turd? Okay. Anyway.
Oh, brown.
Yeah, I mean, and I thought Brown could do something for you. This is not doing anything for anybody here. And so when I look at this situation, it's not a Dolphins thing. Now it's become a league thing. It's really an overall problem for the league right now. And yeah, the Dolphins are part of it. Now 30 others are involved with the Dolphins.
Yeah, well, and then I'll also give you this. The Browns were the ones who gave Deshaun Watson all those guarantees in his contract. And then no one followed suit after that. It wasn't like anyone said, okay, yep, that's the new norm. Everyone was like, all right, that was you guys. We're not doing that.
You know what happened there, right? What happened there was he's full of trouble. And so all of a sudden you're like, bro, you gave that. And no, we're not doing that. And so that kind of gave everybody the freedom to get away from that shit. You know what I'm saying? Even though Kirk Cousins has been pulling it off for the last few years. You know what I'm saying? But but this now really puts a wrench into it. And now it creates a problem, not just for the Dolphins, for the rest of the league.
Yeah, for the rest of the league. And I mean, it's just interesting. What is right? What should it be? Like the same way with NIL in college, and right now we're going through the Teddy Bridgewater thing of him giving his high school players benefits. It's just, is he actually doing what's right? Like, should second rounders in this case also be getting some of these guarantees, especially a guy whose offense felt strongly enough to trade up for? So are we going toward what should be? Is really. Yeah, go ahead.
Whoa. Teddy Bridgewater was not giving jack shit. Teddy Bridgewater was giving an Uber ride, a massage. He was He wasn't putting money in somebody's bank. He wasn't taking them on a boating trip. Yeah. He wasn't buying a car. He wasn't giving a dad a job. Those are not benefits. Okay? He was helping these kids survive, bro. You know what I'm saying? Apples and oranges. Let's not do this to Teddy Bridgewater, bro. It's not even.
Oh no. That's what I'm saying. Should we now go look at that situation and say, no, he's actually doing what's right, not what he shouldn't be punished for it. Same way as, okay, is it right that Jonas Savaiinaia is fighting for second rounders to get these guarantees? You're talking about it as, all right, now you're screwing the rest of the league because now they're all going to have to be paying second rounders eventually. Or should it be that way? It's kind of arbitrary where we draw the line.
Can you get your money back with Tyreek for quitting? I'm asking, can you? I'm just wondering, can you get your money back from Chubb when he's out for the year? Can you get your money back?
Yeah.
Get your money back from Jalen Phillips when he's out for the year? I'm just wondering. Yeah, no, I'm not. This is football, bro. I'm not giving you a guaranteed contract. I can give you some guarantees. See, I get it. And you brought up Omar Kelly, which is a great example of a guy that has no objectivity whatsoever and is completely all players. Okay? So he is got a slant in that sense. He doesn't have objectivity and all of that. And so, yeah, you got to look at it objectively. If you're an owner, you're playing a brutal game. How would you give a guaranteed contract to a Jalen Ramsey? How's that working out? You know what I'm saying?
There's a ton of examples.
If I'm the Miami Dolphins, I ain't giving you a guaranteed contract, bro. There's a lot of things that you can do that I can't get my money back. You know what I'm saying? So, you want it all one way, but you can't. Okay, so you want guarantees? Great. You got to give us all the money back if you get arrested. You got to give us all the money back if you get injured. You got to give us 70% of the money back if you get injured. You got to give us 100% back if you have a domestic violence charge. You know what I'm saying?
That's fair.
Yeah, you're damn right it's fair. Of course it's fair. But that's the stuff that everybody, writers, conveniently leave out. And you got to look at both sides of it. You know what I'm saying? So what do you think about this? Do you think we end up in a bad situation because of everything else around it? Because of the league?
Yeah, right now, tough to say. These things tend to figure themselves out at some point. But now we are on rookie report day. Still not hearing anything about him officially signing or having that a settlement into this. So now, yeah, we are getting into the dangerous situation of this affecting training camp. Of course, rookies are reporting a week early. So if within this week it gets done, I'm not too worried about Jonas Savaiinaia coming in when the veterans are there and then just catching up on everything. I feel like he's a really solid player, had a strong OTAs and minicamp session. So I would trust him to get caught up in everything. But if it really gets deep into training camp, then that's when you start to worry for a rookie who's going to play a big part, because you want him to be a starter and you want him to be someone who brings that new physicality presence that you're trying to incorporate into this new look Dolphins team for 2025 with him, James Daniels at the two guards, trying to run the ball more physically to establish that in your offense.
Yeah. By the way, if you can mute when I'm asking you a question, so that way the wind doesn't affect as much. And you make a great point. And this is where the Dolphins are in a brutal situation but here's the tricky part of this question. Miami has not handled anything on the offensive side with any kind of urgency. The coach's job is on the line. Supposedly the front office job is on the line. I don't believe that. But you lost your tight end or he wanted a new contract. You said, no, we'll trade you away. You haven't really gone out of the way to really boost this offense up to the point where, okay, we're ready to go. We're ready. We're trying to get into the playoffs. You traded away a pick. You've done things that didn't make sense, that you had urgency, and to lose your most consistent pass catcher and not replace him and get a 33-year-old guy that was out of football and clearly not necessarily mentally right at times. That's crazy. So you would think, okay, you desperately need Savaiinaia now because you got to get him in sync with the line. You got to instill the culture you're talking about and getting physical and all that. But you've shown no urgency whatsoever this year, like your jobs are on the line. So who's to say you're going to show urgency to bring Savaiinaia in and give in to the demands of a fully guaranteed contract? I almost feel like they're going to play hardball here because that's kind of what he's done all year, all offseason. He hasn't there's been no urgency this offseason when it comes to personnel decisions.
Yeah, or it's more so, I think, just putting your foot down. We're not going to make the same mistakes as far as placating everyone, meeting everyone's demands as previous off seasons, like where it was for last year. You re-signed Jalen Waddle. You gave Tua his contract extension. Tyreek Hill came around and said, "I want my guarantees added to 9 years." Jalen Ramsey gave him his contract extension. They're not appeasing everyone anymore. So I think we saw that with the Johnny Smith situation, how it played out. They took a hard stance there. So that is kind of the new mindset in the front office. Chris Greer, Brandon Shore, when it comes to the money, they're not messing around anymore. They're not appeasing everyone. So I could see a hard stance based on this new norm that they're setting.
Again, nothing on the cornerback front. I don't think. Listen, I talked about it last week. I'm hearing that they want $4, $5, $6, $7 million. They want way too much money. And so that's why nobody pretty much is signing any of these guys that are available. They all want way too much money. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, that tracks. So but it's coming down to this final week, which is wild to me. But all along, the Dolphins have said that they are still looking into that cornerback market. I mean, when we talk about the first wave of free agency pass at owners' meetings, that's what Mike McDaniel said, is that, well, there's still some good cornerbacks out there available. When it came down to the draft, and then we saw that they didn't go Will Johnson or Jahdae Barron at the top of the draft, they continued to say, well, what we're seeing is that there are still good cornerbacks available in the market. So you keep it going. You get to OTAs and minicamp, and there's still not that other cornerback, and you're still hearing, okay, well, we know those cornerbacks are out there. And the same ones were still out there. But it shocks what you're saying, that they want more money for what they are right now, either at the stage in their career or in Asante Samuel's case, he's younger, but he's got the neck issue, which is very dangerous for a team to bring in. So, yeah, for different reasons, all of them there are concerns surrounding any one of these guys, whether it was Will Douglas, also Stephon Gilmore, James Bradbury. Those are some of the top guys I'm still looking at that are still out there. So, yeah, and then now we're within a week before a veterans report, and we still don't have that signing. So now it even becomes the question of, will they bring in one of these before training camp, or is it just now we're going to really check what we got, and then if it's as bad as maybe everyone else on the outside thinks, I know internally they're trying to believe in what they do have, but then maybe they go and sign one of them if it's really starting to show that it's as bad as everyone else believes it will be.
What do you got going on in the Sentinel there, workout boy?
That's right. I did my steps in before I hit a workout class. I realized I scheduled that way too close to our segment, so I had to get on the move. Yeah, we have our Countdown to Camp series coming out, so myself and Chris Perkins are rolling out different storylines heading into Dolphins training camp. So we're getting the last ones out this week. I already had one up on Dolphins O-line, if the changes could help protect Tua, bring better run blocking, physical presence to the offense. Got another one coming out on if Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle can return to getting the ball consistently in this offense. So that'll be coming out also later this week.
All right, good stuff. Follow him on Twitter at David Furones _ and catch his work there at the South Florida Sun Sentinel. As always, my brother, thank you. We will catch up on Friday, my friend, and it'll be at 10:30. Remember that.
Yeah, got it. I won't schedule anything near it.
Okay.
Later.
You gotta love him. All right, Welton Rayom, and you love Jeff Welton, Daniel Rayom. There's nobody better. I've been telling you about them for years now, dude. Okay, they're starting their 6th year with us because we are now starting our 6th year here on the platform, which is amazing. Jeff Welton, Daniel Rayom, they've been with us from day one. 954-966-4646, and so many of our listeners. It's the beauty. Well, it's really not. It's beauty that you called them, but I don't want you in that situation. I don't really want you to call Welton Rayom because I don't want you to be facing bankruptcy or homeowner property damage or condo damage or business owner claims or commercial litigation or personal injury. That's like bad news. But if it happens, you call them, man. Consultation's completely free. You can explain your situation, and they'll tell you if you got a case or not. And we're in hurricane season. And you see what's going on in Jersey and New York and San Antonio. Those aren't hurricanes. We have water events now because there's so much humidity in the air now that now you get more rain than you normally ever would. So now we have flooding that happens. And if you see brown spots in your roof, maybe we had a downpour that was brutal and it created a leak. Call Walton Realm. They send over their adjusters. And then they call the insurance company. Never, ever call the insurance company. So save the number. You might need it now. You might never need it. You might need it a month from now, 6 months from now, a year from now. You have it on your cell phone. You can call them right away. Welt and Rayom, 954-966-4646.
This has been another session of the Welton Rayom Miami Dolphins Report with David Furones. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle, slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help.
All right. Thank you all for tuning in, as always, and supporting us. Don't forget to hit the hell out of the like button. The great Sean Stanley. By the way, Bitcoin making a little nice dip here. 116.831. 116. No, 831 still. Okay. Nope, 760. Newbies, put in $5, $10. Not that I'm a financial advisor. It's gonna go. It was at 123. So right now you've got a 3% dip. Okay. So it's giving you a free 3%. It's basically what it's doing. Basically, this is like a minor glitch, and then we're gonna take off again, because I don't think this is the dip where you might get 10-15%. I think we're gonna rip to like 130, 140, and then maybe even 150, and then we'll get a 10-15% dip after that. But if you're new, we've been telling you, right? It'll continue to climb. Don't let it pass up, man. Oh, Lordy. Dolphin Dave says, I can't wait. The Dolphins start trading off these bad contracts so we can start the rebuild with the right head coach, and that is Weber. Let's see. Pat in Nashville, breaking news. Dolphins sign guard Savanaya to a 50-year, 100% fully guaranteed contract. That makes a lot of sense. It's like it's the Bobby Bonilla contract of football. I like it. Every single contract given has been bad except Zach Sealer. No, that's not true. Don't say that. Austin Jackson's contract is very good, dude. Jonnu Smith's contract was a steal. It's not our fault, or the Dolphins, that is, that Drew Rosenhaus sucks. That's not my fault. You know what I'm saying? So there are some contracts that they milked the hell out of Raheem Mostert when he got 20 touchdowns. They were paying him like $1 million, $2 million, I think it was, something like that. You know, so there are some contracts that are good. The Tyreek Hill contract, now terrible contract. You're right. Yeah. The what's it called? The Ramsey contract ended up becoming a terrible contract, obviously. You know, the Tua contract, if the moron stops throwing his body around, the contract's fine. He can stay healthy forever if he doesn't do the stupid things. If he plays like he played 2 years ago, the contract can be just fine. You know what I'm saying? So there are some contracts that do end up being good contracts for the Dolphins. A lot of them, actually, some, end up being good contracts. Then they end up, like, you think about it, Van Ginkel was a steal. Okay, now you left and they had to pay him, but while he was here, that was a steal. You know what I'm saying? So things like that, there are things that go on that are in the positive for them, overall. But there are contracts that do end up being bad, but it's not all of them. If we take a step back, there are several good ones too, in the process. So I sometimes they do make some deals where they end up. Remember when they got Agba for like 18 sacks in the first 2 years, and they paid him they didn't pay him much. It was like $5 million a year or something like that. It wasn't really like a ton of money, and then he got an extension, but he got hurt. And then you changed defensive coordinators, which then changed his game. And then and that's one of the problems that I've talked about here. Too many changing of coaches changes philosophies and schemes, and then one player doesn't fit a scheme and all that other crap. And so, yeah, there are deals that are good, and then there are deals that are unfortunately bad ones. Yeah, but not all of them are bad. Let's not pick on all of them, True Fan Fan says, I apologize for not speaking correctly. I mean, our main core contracts, you're right, there's a lot. Agba was another. Yeah. It's just there are certain contracts along the way. Hey, look, dude, a lot of people wanted him to sign Wilkins. That would have been a bad contract. He got injured. And I still hear people use Wilkins as an example of a guy you should have signed, which you don't get. You're supposed to say that about Van Ginkel. You cannot say that about Wilkins. By the way, Rob Hunt was a steal. Was an absolute steal. And then you had to pay him $20 million a year. You know what I mean? So, I mean, some of these contracts and some of these picks have been good, but then it's kind of the balance. To me, what's really hurt the Dolphins is all the coaching changes. That's affected what you keep and what you let go and all that other crap. That's what's thrown you off balance. If you can land your right head coach and coordinators and have some consistency, you can then have consistency with your talent. But you can't go from where one guy can use Agba and then the other guy can't use Agba. Like, what the fuck, And you just can't go like that. It just doesn't work. And then that ends up hurting you, in the process. Let's see. Big O microphone sounds back to normal. Sounds a lot better. Yeah, I don't know. We tried, I guess, whatever. Was it what we did yesterday after the show, Sean?
Well, we did after the show. Didn't change it then. It sounds better now, but it didn't sound that way earlier.
Nothing. It just got. I think it's StreamYard, bro.
Yeah, I think it might be. It might be something.
Remember that shit when you sign on? They had that blue block that was telling you that their update was hurting some Windows or some
certain Windows versions were affected.
Yeah. So I think it was all StreamYard, not us, and they were working on it, and maybe they worked on it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't even touch this shit. I don't have to. It's already set. And it's just one or two silly things that I have to adjust. And Sean always has me adjust it. So when this weird stuff happened, I just knew it was because they had warned us. Every time you sign on, they tell you, hey, man, some fuzzy stuff may go on with your broadcast because of this. So, kind of sucks. Unlike when you go to Subaru of Pembroke Pines, which, by the way, we're going to be there next Wednesday, the 23rd. You use our name, you will get $500 off your next vehicle. So go see Eric Stampone, go see Thomas Pierre, go see Brian Medina, all right, Samuel Williams, some great people out there. They will take care of you. Alan is the GM. And he has created just a beautiful atmosphere out there. Really cool. And when it comes to Subaru, you're talking about some amazing cars, whether it's the Forester, man, go out there, check it out. They got a great selection of cars. And, of course, you can get $500 off. All right. They got a great service center. Tell them that Big O sent you. 16100 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 and Pines. And that's where, of course, you can find the Subaru dealer, the number one volume sales dealership here in South Florida when it comes to Subaru. And by the way, if you've got a youngin', you should actually try to go get an Impreza. You can get it for $199 a month, only 3.9% financing right now, 0 sign and drive. The Legacy, $275 a month. The Crosstrek, $225 a month, 2.9% financing APR right there. They've got 0 sign and drive. The Outback, you see it all over the place, $267 a month, 1.9% financing. Take advantage. Tell them that Big O sent you. They'll take care of you at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. All right. Ooh, bro, this is sweet. $115,998. This is like a 4.3% dip. For you newbies, this is it right here. This is your entry right here. Now you're getting a free 4%. Might dip a little bit more. Who knows? But, I don't know if you're going to get 10, 15% dips. I don't think that's going to happen. But I can see an immediate pop-up. And when it does, it's going to rip way past 123. And then don't be pissed off at yourself for not taking advantage of this. Yeah, that's nice. It's crazy how I used to look at, like a $20,000 or 30 or 50 or 70 or 90 as a dip. And now we're at $115,000. That's the dip. 115,873. That's the dip. Insane in the membrane. So, another prediction. I don't know. Somebody said something. How do we break it down with the whole Joy Taylor situation, Sean? That they'll find a way to just kind of let it all settle down. And what did I tell you? Oh, her contract expires this year. Oh, they'll just let it expire and they'll move on. And that's exactly what happened as Joy Taylor and many others, by the way, get crapped canned because it's a brutal business. But although the Joy Taylor stuff was something completely different, Andrew Marchand of The Athletic reported Taylor will not have her contract renewed after 9+ seasons with the network. The move coincides with the cancellation of Speak, which is the show Taylor co-hosts with Keyshawn Johnson and Paul Pierce. And the 2 morning programs, Breakfast Ball and The Facility. Okay. Now, the news of the unwanted, Taylor has been in the news this year for unwanted reasons, which is why FS1's exit is not a surprise. She was named in a lawsuit filed by Hairdresser against Skip Bayless. The lawsuit accused Taylor of using sexual relationships with her FS1 bosses and colleagues to advance her career. FS1 sidelined Taylor in March, but she later returned and resumed her role as a co-host of Speak. In April, FS1 fired Charlie Dixon, the executive who was also named in the lawsuit. There were signs in recent months that Taylor did not expect to remain with FS1 in the long term. The 38-year-old recently launched her own show called Too Personal, which she uses to discuss topics well outside the sports scope. She discusses topics like sex, dating on the show, and she may even focus on that now that she's parting ways with Fox. You think? Find your niche and do it. But very predictable what was going to happen. Very corporate. And they did it in a way where they can clean their hands from everything and deal with very little problems and lawsuits and all that kind of stuff. Contract expires, you just move on, and that's it. And so there you go. So just kind of a weird story. I mean, it's not weird in the sense that it's not the first person that's allegedly slept their way for jobs. But it's just kind of weird that, it just came to light this way and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of crazy. Not good for her, obviously, because that's not going to get her a job in this kind of industry again. So she'll probably go in that direction. And, it is what it is. And hopefully she makes a bunch of money that way. I wish she can support herself. Let's see. What else do we have? In no logical world, signing Wilkins would have been a good thing. I was not in that train. Well, but a lot of people were. I still hear people say that, this proves they weren't committed by not signing Wilkins. Actually, that was a really smart move. Not because of the injury. It's because he's not a pass rusher. You don't pay that kind of money unless you're a pass rusher. So, let's see what else. If I was advising these football young guys, I would suggest taking the contract in Bitcoin. Just saying. Yeah. Yep. Odell Beckham was bragging about it 2 days ago that he still doesn't regret taking his salary in Bitcoin. I wonder if he still has it. He's not very smart, so I don't know. Kind of question that. I would say Russell Kuhn, who got paid a lot in Bitcoin, I bet you he has his Bitcoin. He looked like a smart cat. But this is a guy that fights kicking nets, goes on boating trips in Miami Beach in jeans. This is not a very... He proposed to a kicking net once also. Yeah, this is not a very smart individual. That's a bad contract, by the way. Help you out in your argument there. Bad contract. Anyway. Big O, do you think Russell Wilson will be the starter all season for the Giants? No, definitely not. Definitely not. Definitely not. They won't be a playoff team. So you'll get the young guy in once you're mathematically ineligible, or Russell sucks and doesn't play well. But no, there's no way Russell Wilson. The only way, let me put the caveat. Here's the caveat. The only way Russell Wilson is your quarterback the entire season is if the Giants are a playoff team. Are the Giants a playoff team? No. So Jackson Dart will play. Okay? It's the inevitable. That's how I would say it. Okay? The inevitable. All right. Cash App or Venmo. If you want to make a donation to the show, you can make a Bitcoin donation to Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. You can make a Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, or Chainlink donation, which is a beautiful thing. By the way, Murias Dental is a proud sponsor of our program. We love talking about the exceptional family there at Murias Dental because it is a father and son's combination. You see it right there on the billboard. It's a beautiful thing. One son runs Hialeah. The other son runs Plantation. So you got a Dade and a Broward location. Modern facilities. One of the great examples is if you need a tooth to be, like a crown or something like that, or a replacement tooth. Well, they take the measurements in most places and tell you, hey, yeah, we'll come back in a couple weeks or 2 weeks. We'll have it for you. And they give you a temporary and you got to leave and come back. And Murias Dental, there is no temporaries. They take the measurements and they say, yeah, we'll have the tooth for you in 10 minutes. And they got a machine back there building the damn tooth. It's freaking amazing. And you're going to love that because that means you don't have to make another appointment, a second trip to the dentist, take more time. Murias Dental knows your time is precious. In fact, they have 2 nights a week where they're open till like 7 o'clock at night because they understand some people can't even get there before 5 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Murias Dental is your family dentist. That's what you want. My mother-in-law goes there, my wife, my daughter, and myself. Our entire family goes to Mudias Dental. If they took care of dogs, we'd send our dogs there. Okay? So reach out to them. Hi, Aaliyah, 305-821-0231. In Plantation, 954-692-6852. Follow them also on Instagram at mudias.dental. All right. Boy, it must be slow when they've got Saban trying to come back. There's no way that guy comes back. That's just, again, the slow time of the year. Let's come up with bullshit topics to fill time. You know? I've slept my way to the top and recently became one of Walmart's top greeters. LOL. That's strong. Yeah. What's it like sleeping with somebody when you're watching them pull down their Depends? Just a question. That's all. It's not something I've experienced yet. But if you're going to sleep your way up through Walmart, I would imagine that happened a couple times. Just saying, you know. Yeah, while you were given the blue light special. Anyway. Let's talk about desperate. We talk about desperate media, talking about Saban. This leads me to a great desperate situation. LeBron James. And you heard it yesterday with Ira Winderman talking a little bit about, well, you know, if you're only going to get, and he did make a great point. I want them to blow it all up and gather a ton of picks and reset everything with the young guys and just move forward. They're not going to do that. Okay? No shot. So if you're going to keep everybody, but if you can only give up a protected first rounder and then you're giving up a couple of people that aren't really going to affect you at all, none of your real young guys, and you could get LeBron James in return, because apparently there's only like 2 teams that can do this, and Miami is one of them. And you can do that. Okay, great. But why would LeBron want to come here again? And you could say that the whole thing about, well, the East is weak this year and all that. So for 1 year, you're dealing with the whole LeBron mess. LeBron and Riley didn't really end it on great terms. And I know, again, you know, what's it called? Ira talked about how they made up with Wade and they made up with Shaq and all that kind of stuff. Okay, fine. But they don't need them. This is different. LeBron wants to go somewhere where he's going to have some control over the situation. He knows that's not going to happen here, and especially on his last leg of his career. Plus, if you really want a shot at the title, I still don't think you have a shot at the title here with these guys. I don't believe in Bam. I don't believe in Tyler. Okay? I don't give a shit what the Miami Heat want to sell. I don't care what Pat Riley believes in at this point in time, to be quite honest. I'm not saying for him to leave or anything like that, but he and I have already disagreed on many things lately. And all of them, I've been right and he's been wrong, which is sad. Okay? An idiot like myself is not supposed to be right over Riley. No. But I don't see Bam as a star, and he does. I don't see Tyler as a star, and he does. He should have traded Jimmy Butler, and he didn't a couple of years ago. And there's a slew of other things that he's done that were just completely asinine. Okay, so I've disagreed with a ton of shit, Whiteside and Lowry and everything else. So, you know, as far as I'm concerned, they are completely lost there in Heatland. But it is what it is. This is the direction you're going in because you refuse to actually do what you have to do in order to really fix this situation. So now the talk is, oh, let's trade for LeBron. And if we don't have to give up much and the Lakers are moving forward as a young team and rebuilding, then okay. And not a lot of teams can take in LeBron because you've got to be either missing a LeBron in order to win a title, or you've got to accommodate LeBron because he's not just going to show up to your team and just be a good soldier. And the Heat like good soldiers. He's not that. So I know it's great talk, it's great fodder and all of that. I'm sorry. And he's gotten older. He's broken down now more often. I get why the Heat would try to do it because they're so desperate they will try anything at this point. And they are just focused on veterans now because they're trying to win. It's weird, dude. It really is. But there's no part of me that sees LeBron James coming back here. No matter how delusional the Heat fan base or writers get about this. Because if I'm LeBron, that's an uncomfortable situation to come back to here. And you're going to want to control stuff, and they're not going to want to let you control that. No narratives will be controlled by you. And he's going to want to control them all. You know? So, anyway. That's my 2 cents on LeBron James. Teddy Bridgewater. What a story, bro. What a sad story that Teddy Bridgewater is not offering or giving anybody any money. He's not buying a car for somebody or a motorcycle or a moped or a scooter or he's not giving anybody a job. He's nothing. Not giving them Bitcoin, nothing. Teddy Bridgewater gets suspended from Northwestern because he actually admitted to doing something as a volunteer, really, because he's not even an employee. So according to Bridgewater himself, he was suspended by Northwestern because he reportedly gave his athletes Uber rides along with these are called impermissible benefits, including physical therapy, recovery help, pregame meals, field paint. Anybody that knows Teddy Bridgewater knows that he is as good an individual as it gets. Look, I don't want Teddy Bridgewater quarterbacking my team, but I can compartmentalize that Teddy Bridgewater is a better human being than most of us ever will be. Okay? Way better than I ever will be. That's for damn sure. All right? And so we're talking about a guy that is doing things from his heart with no malice whatsoever and doing it as a leader of a community, which is what he is. He goes out to say this suspension came from Miami Northwestern, and it's impossible to suspend someone who doesn't work for you. So if I'm suspended from Miami Northwestern, I'm free to go to another school of my choice, but I'm not going anywhere. And if it comes down to it, I will volunteer from the bleachers like I used to in 2018 and 19 when nobody had a problem. So Bridgewater previously announced his retirement from the NFL. Yada. I don't even need to read any of that other stuff. But the fact that Teddy Bridgewater is just doing something to help these young people survive, bro, because they don't have money. A lot of these kids come from broken homes. Their parents don't have enough money to pay for all this kind of stuff. And he's just getting them an Uber ride or helping them with therapy or painting the field or, just stuff that they need to just get by. This isn't a Cuban link chain with some big ass medallion on it. This isn't like you're giving him Nike shoes for going out or something. Or He's not doing any of that, dude. And a pregame meal, it's probably just, like a solid meal. He's not taking them out to New York Prime in Boca. He's not taking the team out to Runway 84 to have a great time. This is Teddy Bridgewater, bro. This is a guy that is instilling like real life lessons into these young people, making them better human beings, better young men, better people for our community. Because every one of those kids that's touched by Teddy Bridgewater is a better person because of it. Like, this is, there's so much dirty shit that goes on in life at all levels. And this is what you people are focused in on. These are the kind of people you protect. These are the kind of people you want around your business, your program. The Lions, he wasn't going to bail them out from shit, but just because of his character and who he is and his intelligence and his presence, they wanted him there. Because it's going to make every quarterback in the room better just by having Teddy around. Because his mind is way ahead. It's just the Lord didn't bless him with the physical abilities to match his mind. And that's what I've said forever, especially after the injuries. He had enough when he first got in the league, but just barely. Just barely. But after the injuries, forget about it. It's like Chad Pennington. Chad Pennington had enough to succeed when he got into the league. Once he had all the injuries, once like we got him, he was so broken down at that point. People like that who didn't have great talent as it is, you can't suffer injuries because injuries will take a toll on you. This is what we're focused in on. Miami Northwestern now just ruined a chance for their young men to turn into, better human beings because of that. Forget the football shit. That's not even important right now. You want Teddy Bridgewater around your young people. It's stupid, man. Stupid. But that's our world. We do stupid things. That's why the Dolphins the Dolphins. That's why the Dems think Kamala's still number one for them. Stupid things. Stupid things. Anyway. What do we have? Do we go lower or what? 116, 186. Oh, this is sweet for you newbies. 3.5% gift. Well, actually, it's more than 3.5%. It's 3.5% off of the close of yesterday, which was not 122.7, which was the peak. It's like 120 or something like that. So that's where that's coming from. I don't think it's from the 123 point that you're getting the 3%. So it might be a little more than that. That's insane. Miami Dolphins have got themselves a real problem here. Now, it's a problem for the team. It's a problem for the player. It's a problem for Tua. It's a problem for you out there as fans. And it's a problem for the league. The number 33 and 34 picks, first picks in the second round, they got fully guaranteed contracts. Houston and the Browns. The same team that gave Watson that fully guaranteed contract. And then that created problems. But because Watson was such a scumbag and the contract was so bad, it gave everybody an out like, no, we're not doing that. But now what happens? Now the Browns did it again. They gave their second round pick a fully guaranteed contract. And now the Texans followed and gave their guy a fully guaranteed contract. Now the entire second round is holding out for fully guaranteed contracts. And guess which one of them is also part of that? Jonah Savaiinaea. The player needs to get into camp, as you all know. He needs that playing time and rhythm with his offensive linemen, and he needs to get practice time and play against NFL players. The team needs to get the player in for chemistry, for everything else. The quarterback needs the protection. You all know he's fragile. He breaks down easily. So you don't want people taking free shots at Tua? That's a problem. The league now is facing an issue of, do we give second-round picks fully guaranteed contracts? And as we've talked and mentioned, fully guaranteed contract doesn't protect you from quitters like Tyreek Hill, from assholes like Jalen Ramsey, from injuries like Chubb, right? Guys get injured. Do you get your money back? Guys get arrested. Do you get your money back? I don't know. Do you? Guys quit. Do you get your money back? Guys all of a sudden don't want to be with you. Do you get your money back? No. So why the hell should I give you a guaranteed contract? I can see some guarantees, but not a guaranteed contract. Here's the real caveat to all of this. When push comes to shove this entire offseason, how have the Dolphins handled it? Has there been any urgency? Your tight end, your most consistent pass catcher last year. He comes to you, hey, I'm underpaid. I want an extension. I want more money. Sorry, we'll trade you. That's not good for your quarterback. It's not good for your head coach that his job is on the line. You traded a fourth-round pick that you needed for a third-round pick. Then didn't they trade away another player or something for a pick also? They have like a third and a fifth rounder. Where did they pick up a fifth? Oh, in the trade for Jonnu Smith, they ended up getting a fifth rounder for the future. They didn't really act this offseason like they were desperately trying to save their jobs, especially the head coaches. Because to me, the general manager managed the offseason like he's safe. Yeah. So what's going on here? How's he going to handle this Savaiinaea thing? Are they going to wait till all the players in front of them cave in and then they'll say, oh, okay, well, we got to cave in? Or does he take a hardline stance and say, no, we're not doing that? And do a lot of teams say that? Because I know the Cincinnati Bengals aren't going to do it. Mike Brown's already had to give out a bunch of contracts. He's not going to give out whoever, I don't even know. Do they have a second round pick, Sean? Tell me. Because that's a starting point right there. That they're not going to give in. So what happens if this is an extended holdout? What happens if there isn't urgency? Because there hasn't been urgency all offseason. This is a very interesting scenario. And, you know, one of the things why I think this season will go awry, it's because you're not deep. You're not as good as you were last year or even close to where you were 2 years ago. And your coach hasn't even gotten better. He's regressed, actually. And all you're asking is for him to make big changes, or if not, you're done. And there's no way he can make those big changes. And I know I've heard that he wants to really run the ball and all that, and talk is cheap. But how are you going to run the ball without Savanaya? Without one of your two most important additions in the offseason, the guards? It'll be interesting to see how this situation is handled. If urgency, something they have not shown all offseason, if urgency finally kicks in for this situation. Because I got to tell you, if I'm the Miami Dolphins, there is no way in hell I'm giving the second round pick, whoever he is, a fully guaranteed contract. There's no way in hell. So this puts an even bigger wrench into the entire problem for the Miami Dolphins and for Mike McDaniel. He's not a good enough coach as it is. Now you may end up with Liam Eichenberg starting at guard. Chew on that one for a while. The Trumper just tweeted out, "Happy Crypto Week. The House will soon vote on a tremendous bill to make America the undisputed number one leader in digital assets. Nobody does it better. The Genius Act is going to put our great nation light years ahead of China, Europe, and all others who are trying to endlessly to catch up, but they can't do it. Digital assets are the future, and we are leading by a lot. Get the first vote done this afternoon. All Republicans should vote yes. This is our moment. Digital assets, genius clarity. It's all part of making America great again, bigger and better than ever before. We are leading the world and will work hard with the Senate and the House to get even more legislation on this passed." There you go. The orangutan on Bitcoin and crypto. What he hated about 18 months ago. Oh, man. He is right, by the way. It's gonna help the dollar. It definitely will help the dollar. Definitely. There's no doubt about it. It'll make the dollar get more into the circulation, which is, way more into circulation than China or Europe ever will be. So it will help. There's no doubt. That actually was a great idea to get that out there and get the dollar behind stable coins, because stable coins are the future. We're not using the dollars anymore. We're going to be using digital. It'll all be on the blockchain. Everything that you're going to be doing. I've been telling you for years. You're going to buy your movie tickets on the blockchain. You're going to buy a car. You're going to pay your bills. Everything will be on the blockchain. I've been telling you this for years. 6 years now I've been telling you this. Everything you will do, the new internet is the blockchain. It's the secure blockchain. So, yeah. There we go. 116,193, folks. Take advantage. Take advantage. Let's see. What else do we have? We just overspent to acquire his replacement, Jonah Savanaya. Big O Eichenberg seemingly went to Jesse Davis School of how not to block properly. That's a good line, Fred. I like that one. Let's see. Good morning to you, Oscar from Melbourne, sir. And take advantage of the dip. That's what I would tell all of you out there. Take advantage of this damn dip. That's what you got. All right, let me go with a little music. All right. Let's start off with musicians born on this date. Ray Toro, born in 1977, lead guitarist with My Chemical Romance. Let's see who else. John Dolmayan, the drummer with System of a Down, born in 1973. Jason Bonham, son of John Bonham, born in 1966. Joe Satriani. It's interesting. Both guys played in the same band, and they share the same birthday. I had no idea. Satriani and Bonham have been in a band together. Born in 1956, one of the great guitarists, Joe Satriani. Let's see. Ian Curtis, guitarist, vocalist with Warsaw, Joy Division. Unfortunately, we lost him back in 1980 when he took his own life at the tender age of 23. Alicia Bridges. I love the nightlife. I want to boogie. Born in 1953 on this date. Johnny Thunders, a.k.a. John Genzale, guitarist, vocalist with the New York Dolls. Born in 1952, died of a drug overdose in 91. Jeff Carlisi with 38 Special, born in 1952. Trevor Horn, Buggles, Video Killed the Radio Star. By the way, he also produced Frankie Goes to Hollywood, Relax, Don't Do It. He also produced Two Tribes, okay, and The Power of Love. So he was also a hell of a producer, and he also had a short stint in Yes. Trevor Horn is like an underrated music genius, put it that way, okay? Artemis Pyle, amazing. The drummer from Leonard Skinner, born in 1948. Bless that man. Let's see who else. Linda Ronstadt, one of the greatest female singers of all time, one of the greatest singers, period, of all time, but just one of the best voices ever, dude. Man, 11 Grammy Awards she earned. 3 American Music Awards, 2 Academy Country Music Awards, an Emmy, and an Alma Award. Singer in English, singer in Spanish. She also, I think she even sung in another language or two. Linda Ronstadt is just like a superhuman, really a superhuman. God bless her, man. Wish she didn't have to suffer the personal stuff that she's gone through with the illness. Sucks. All right, let's move on to other famous people celebrating birthdays. Remember, if I don't mention the age, that means they are no longer with us because it's been a while since they were born. We start off. And by the way, Artemis Pyle is 77 years old today. God bless him, surviving everything. Crazy stuff. All right, here we go. Actor Terry O'Quinn, born in 52, he's 73. Marky Ramone, born in 52, he's 73. Let's see. Forrest Whitaker, born in 61, he's 64. Bridget Nielsen, born in 63, she's 62. Actor Jim Rash, born in 71, he's 54. Brian Austin Green, 90210, born in 73, he's 52. Comedian Gabriel Iglesias, born in 76, he's 49. What's his nickname?
Fluffy.
Fluffy. Damn it. Fluffy. All right. Let's see who else is celebrating birthdays today. Actor Amy Carrero, born in 88. She's 37. And actor Mason Dye, born in 94. He is 31. That is actors. I did see a wrestler there, but of course I can't mention it. Sean, what do you have there for wrestlers?
AEW's Anna Jay turns 27. WWE Diva Cherry turns
what?
50. Cherry.
Shit Cherry?
No, it's supposed to be, I almost said Sherry, and it's Cherry. Sorry.
Oh, I thought I heard Shit Cherry. I'm like, wow, that's an interesting name.
No, it's Cherry.
Okay.
She was with Deuce and Domino in a tag team back in the day.
Well, shit and Deuce.
Yeah.
Just saying.
There's some things there. There's some relevance.
Okay, go ahead.
The great Heath Slater turns 42. Eddie Thorpe, he's 35. The Boogeyman turns 61. The Man of 1,000 Mil Mascaras turns 83.
Mil Mascaras is
yes.
Mil Mascaras is still alive.
Yes, he's 83.
Holy shit, dude! I don't know wrestling, but as a kid, who didn't know?
Everybody knew Mil Mascaras.
Come on, dude! You've got. I mean, every Latin kid in the world, you knew Mil Mascaras and you knew Iris Chacon. I'm sorry, but that's just kind of the way it goes. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry. As I digress.
And the one I think you were going to announce, he's WWE Hall of Famer and former governor Jesse Ventura turned 74 on July 15th, 2025.
Yeah, that was the one. That was the one that was on the list I saw there. And I did not touch it, man. I said, no, cannot do that. Got to leave it alone. Let's see what else. Costa says apparently it turns Joy Taylor on seeing them Depends drops. Alex Brown, could you see Saban coming here next year? No, the guy, no. Saban's not coming back, bro. That's just filler bullshit, and McElroy's full of shit on that one. Brett Dodger, Linda Ronstadt was also a superb smoke show back in the day. Yes, she was a beautiful woman. No doubt about it. Very beautiful woman. Rosendo, happy birthday to the great Dutch painter Rembrandt. I think I've heard of him. Chitty bomb. I like it. It's great to see ETH back over 3. I think we'll get a major pump from ETH and Cass very soon. Yes. Cass, we need smart contracts with CASPA. We haven't gotten the smart contracts yet. It's coming. I think in the next month or two, we'll have smart contracts. Then the money will start flowing in like that because now they can start making deals and start, creating partnerships. And then we need Coinbase, OKX, Crypto.com, and Binance to list CASPA. The 4 biggest exchanges in the world have not listed CASPA. Now remember, 99.999999999999999% of the coins that get on exchanges, they give free coins to the exchange so they can sell. So it's like giving them money. Bitcoin didn't give anybody shit. You either had to mine it or buy it to sell it. Okay? Because there's no pre-mine in Bitcoin. There's no pre-mine in CASPA. There are no CEOs. There are no investors. The developers get nothing. Nothing. You want Bitcoin, you want CASPA, you need to mine it or buy it. You must earn it. So, since Bitcoin is the OG and it was on everything from the get-go, that's how it, obviously you got to have Bitcoin or if not, you're screwed. Just like in your portfolio, if you're all altcoins and you're not Bitcoin, you did not do this right. Sorry, but you didn't do it right. And I don't know how many times I have to tell you that Bitcoin has to be your major anchor to your portfolio when it comes to digital assets. But CASPA is the same as Bitcoin. It has the same characteristics as Bitcoin, except it's actually faster. It can scale better, way better than Bitcoin. So it actually, and it's just as secure because it's proof of work and all of that. It's immutable, all of that. So these bastards are holding out for a specific moment, and they've been buying Caspa behind the scenes. There are wallets that own millions and millions and millions in Caspa, and those aren't regular people. Those are Binance and Crypto.com and those people that they're all going to list it. And I think they're either waiting for us to start printing and lowering rates, and then boom. And then they're going to throw Caspa out there in a big promotion. And then those of us that went in early, we're going to gain big time. But there's a lot of triggers that we need in order to get Caspa moving in the direction that we all are expecting it. Because to me, Caspa will end up becoming the second most important crypto in the world. I don't like calling Bitcoin crypto because Bitcoin is not crypto. I also don't like calling Caspa crypto anymore because I don't believe it's crypto. Everything else is crypto. Ethereum and Solana and everything else. They all have CEOs and they all have. This is not. This is not the case here. This is different. So this is what we're waiting for Caspa. And once we get that, oh my God. Caspa is going to shoot to the moon. Not that I know anything, by the way. I don't know anything. I'm an idiot. I am nothing. I'm not a financial advisor by any stretch whatsoever. Make sure you find one. All right, let's go to music history today. Let's find out what happened today. On July 15th, number 18,768. That's what this day is today. Day 18,768 since the Dolphins lifted the Vince Lombardi trophy. But what happened today on July 15th in music history? All right. Let's start off with in 64, Roy Orbison released Oh, Pretty Woman as a single. The title was inspired by Orbison's wife, Claudette, interrupting a conversation to announce that she was going out. When Orbison asked if she had enough cash, his co-writer Bill Dees interjected, "A pretty woman never needs any money." There you go. In 65, U.S. top 3 singles were number 3, The Byrds, Mr. Tambourine Man. Number 2, The Four Tops, I Can't Help Myself. And number 1, The Rolling Stones, I Can't Get No Satisfaction. And I try. Let's see. In 78 on this date, Orlando Alzigari bought this album in New Jersey. The Rolling Stones started a 2-week run and number 1 on the U.S. album charts with Some Girls, the group's 7th U.S. number 1 album. Miss You was in that album. Great album, by the way. In 83 on this date, Peter Murphy, Bauhaus, released their 4th studio album, Burning from Inside. It featured She's in Parties. In 86, Run DMC's Raising Hell became the first rap album certified platinum. In 89, Simply Red scored their 2nd U.S. number 1 single with If You Don't Know Me By Now, You Will Never, Never Know Me. In 88, on this date, Aerosmith was forced to cancel their forthcoming U.S. tour after drummer Joey Kramer was involved in a freak accident in which he was filling his car with gasoline and it caught fire. Kramer was hospitalized with 2nd-degree burns. In 2012, Gangnam Style was unleashed upon the world, performed by K-pop singer Psy. PSY. The song debuted on YouTube and became the most watched video ever in history, surpassing even Justin Bieber's Baby in that capacity. The song, partly in Korean, is about the lifestyle of the Gangnam district in Seoul, Korea. The video featured Psy's now famous signature dance move, and it spawned several parodies, animation versions, and mashups. Gangnam Style goes on to become a worldwide phenomenon, with its dance moves attempted by Obama and British Prime Minister David Cameron. It was also declared a force for world peace on the floor of the United Nations. That's what you need. In 2018, on this date, November Rain by Guns N' Roses became the first 90s video to pass 1 billion views on YouTube. The next closest 90s video was Zombie by the Cranberries at 739 million. And Dolores O'Riordan, bless you, rest in peace. You were a phenomenal talent and gone way too soon. Dolores O'Riordan. I'm so sorry that you had to deal with whatever demons you had to deal with. Really sad. Really, really sad. All right. Friday, by the way, don't forget, if you're going to the I Think Amphitheater for Toto, Men at Work, and Christopher Cross, I will be there with the wife. So if you're going, hit me up on the DM on X or on Instagram. We can meet out, out away from the amphitheater, right? Or, wherever everybody's drinking and getting shirts and all that bullshit. Out there in the concourse area, right? I guess that's what it's called. I don't know. It's an amphitheater. Can you have a concourse if you're an amphitheater? I don't know what it's called. I don't know what the hell it is. I'm going to see Superman today, by the way. Okay. So looking forward to that. I'm kind of burned out with superhero movies overall. My wife loves the superhero movies, so I'm going to go. But I'm already getting good reviews from it. Even Jay Gelfin told me that I'd like it. He sent me a text yesterday. He told me he saw the movie and he loved it. So I'm looking forward to seeing the Superman movie. See if it's a superhero movie that I'll like this time around, which is a beautiful thing. It would be nice. Don't want to waste 2 hours and not like it. 1,000 Mil Máscaras laughing out loud, bro. Yes, he is. Do you think we will pay Sealer or he will hold out? I don't think he's going to hold out. I think they'll eventually pay him, but I don't think he'll hold out. I think they'll work out something and they'll get something done during the season or something like that. I don't think he'll hold out. If he does, then that's real problems. Big O, a little movie trivia. What actor, actress movie has made the most money ever in a movie history? Hint, you saw one of their movies and talked about them last week. Jaws? I don't know. Oh, actor or actresses movies have made the most money. Oh, God, that has to be Tom Cruise, bro. Has to be Tom Cruise. I can't think of another actor that could have made more money than Tom Cruise, bro. He's part of several franchises, and all his movies are blockbusters. So I'm going to go Tom Cruise. Okay. Horn Dog. Oh, I still play that Raising Hell. Of course, dude. That Raising Hell album is amazing. You'd be illin' if you didn't. Big O, you are great at your job. Thanks for the Dolphins news. Go Dolphins. Thank you, Dolphin Dave. Thank you for always being so positive and so supportive, man. That really, really helps. Thank you, sir. Let's see. Yeah. We're going to come around at 12 with some Puerto Rican girls who are just dying to meet you. Your real case of wine. Pat in Asheville says, we rented a theater for our employees for the Superman movie opening night. Good movie. Oh, there you go. Another good review for the Superman movie. And that was very nice. You guys at Jersey Mike's rented a theater for your employees. It's very cool. Now, Pat, Get me a damn Jersey Mike's here in Kendall Drive, bro. Maybe is Kendall Drive, what would you say, Sean? Kendall Drive is one of the 5 busiest roads in all of South Florida, right? Right? You'd have to say?
If it allows you to get a Jersey Mike's, yes, it is.
No, it has to be.
I honestly don't know if that is or not. I mean, I'll take your word for it. I don't go down that far that much. So
I go in all 3 counties all the time. I travel all the damn time. Okay. And when we talk about, 49th Street in Hialeah, we talk about Kendall Drive. We talk about, it's probably University for you guys up there in Broward, in that Pines area. Like University is busy as hell. There are certain just roads in South Florida that are just redunculous when it comes to traffic. Southwest 8th Street is another one that is redunculous. 163rd. Oh my God, 163rd. 163rd is monstrous, bro. You know how many people travel east to west on 163rd? Like Kendall Drive? It's like 49th Street. It's ridiculous. The amount of traffic that goes through there. How is there not a Jersey Mike's here? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Don't understand it. It was Harrison Ford? Is that what you said? Oh, no, it's Oscar asking the question. Answer is Scarlett Johansson, believe it or not. Tom Cruise is 10th on the list. Really? I just saw her in Jurassic. And it's appropriate when you're saying that I saw Scarlett Johansson in Jurassic. Anyway, I like her, not for nothing, but I like her thick look she has in Jurassic. Just saying. Got to give credit where credit is due. Big O, your velvet singing voice is at least as legit as your financial advising prowess, if that puts it in perspective. Yes, it does. Jeff in Long Island says, my son saw Superman. He said it was really good. Well, there you go. So I am looking forward to it. I'm doing it like at 2:30 in the afternoon. Early today. Get it in early. Probably going to see another movie tomorrow with the wife. So best thing is getting that pass, dude. You got time, whatever. Go see a movie. We're going to go see, what's this other movie that I want to go see? And I don't know if any of you have seen this movie, but maybe you can tell me. Where's it at here? Oh, here we go. I could find it here. Because I forgot the damn name of the movie. Materialists. Anybody has seen Materialists? That one's kind of interesting. So that's our next one. We probably will see that tomorrow. So if you have a scouting report for that one, for Materialists, send it in, because that's probably the one we'll enjoy tomorrow. And that one, I'm going to go to South Beach tomorrow to go watch it. The theaters in South Beach, because they have it there. What else do we have here? That's right. My voice, angelic. Sign it now. Damn right. Big O, any sports bar recommendations in Indy going week 1? Oh, dude. Yes. I want you to go to Kilroy's, I think it's called. Yes, Kilroy's. It's an Irish bar, okay? Irish sports bar. And, dude, TVs galore everywhere. And they're super nice people, so freaking friendly. I've been going there for 20 years. Trust me on this. I might know a little thing or two about Indy. And they are super nice. And, dude, you want to try like one of the best appetizers on the freaking planet? It's at Kilroy's in Indy. They have garlic bread that has cheese and pepperoni inside. The shit is to die for. Okay? So, Anthony, if you go to Kilroy's and you don't start your meal with that, estás perdido. You are lost, son. All right? So that's my suggestion. Great bar, super nice people, great food. They got burgers, they got all kinds of stuff. It's called Kilroy's, and you'll love. And it's a block away from the arena. So if you step outside Kilroy's and you look straight down the street, you'll see the I forgot what the field house is called there, but whatever it is, where the Pacers play, you'll see it right there. Okay. So there you go. Definitely. I'm going to take my wife to that because I told my wife next year we're going to take a little trip to Indy because I want to go see a Fever game and then take her to St. Elmo's and probably do a little Kilroy's too, because I love Kilroy's. Oh, I'm telling you, dude, that's the sports bar I would go to. Okay. And the garlic rolls with the cheese and the pepperoni inside. Oof. Off the chain. Let's see, what else do we have here? Big O, you like the drive-ins? You get a double shot, just bring a little off and good to go. I've done the drive-ins before with the I go with the wife once in a blue moon. We haven't gone in a long time. But we used to go to the swap shop all the time. Yeah. Yeah, we didn't have it. And sometimes I could like sneak in a second movie. You pull out and go into another one and just park and enjoy a second movie. I used to do that at the swap shop back in the day. But I haven't been there in a while. And now that I've got the Regal Movie Pass for the month, which is the greatest invention, which if you like movies, I didn't go to movies much because they were so expensive. But to do it like this, $24 a month and unlimited, you can go as much as you want. All you got to do is go to 3 movies and it pays off for itself. You know what I mean? So just go once a week. And so that's what we're doing. We're going once or maybe even twice in a week. And we're watching, and sometimes we'll watch a movie that we may not go to pay for it, but because we're watching it, And by the way, right now they have a deal in Regal that if you sign up for 3 months, you get the 4th month free. So you're paying $24.95 for 3 straight months and the 4th month free. And then if you like it, you can sign up for the rest of the year at the same price, $24 a month. For me, I convinced and I'm not the movie guy, but I convinced her like, no, this makes a lot of sense because we've been doing the whole Tuesday thing because they give you they give you a cheap break on Tuesdays. But if you go 4 Tuesdays, it's more expensive than paying for the pass. So I'd rather pay for the pass. That way I'm not struggled. I'm tied to Tuesdays. What if I want to go on a Wednesday or a Thursday or on a Sunday afternoon or something? I can do it now, and that's what I like about the pass. So there you go. So that's why tomorrow we're going to go see the other movie. Let's see. Big O, what do you think about trading Hill to the Niners? Bro, come on, man. Do you know the show already? I don't do, silly hypotheticals. Nothing. I talk about reality. I get it. A lot of shows, they got to fill time and they got to talk about hypotheticals. I just don't do that, bro. That's just a waste of time. It's a waste of your time and my time. So I'd rather not. I'd rather talk about shit that's actually going on. It's like the Savanaya thing. Let's talk about things that are really going on. That's legit right now. That's a legit thing going into camp. It's a problem that the league has now that's going on because of stinking Cleveland and Houston. And now they put the rest of the pressure on the rest of the league for the rest of the second round. And our guy, Savanaia, is in that mix. That's what I want to talk about. And I already told you, Dolphin Dave, a long time ago that Hill was stuck here and he wasn't going anywhere. And I kept telling you this all throughout the entire offseason while others were writing about trading Hill or whatever. And I kept telling you, no one's trading for him. No one's giving you anything. And you cannot get rid of him because of the salary cap hits that come to it. If you trade Hill, you have to officially wave the white flag and cut other players and create problems. So I'm not sure how many times I hate repeating myself, but I've repeated this over and over and over again. No one in the media that wrote that ever got it right because he was never going anywhere and he's not going anywhere. They're stuck with him, dude. For the 1,000th time, they're stuck with Tyreek Hill. They're stuck with that bum. So if his dumbass wants to figure shit out, he better play the greatest year of his life this year because he will be out on the street at the end of the year, or play your ass off so they can trade you by the trading deadline. That would be the best scenario because somebody will trade for Tyreek by the deadline as a rent-a player for a couple of weeks for the playoffs. That's your out there, buddy. That's your out there. And he's not going to trade him for players. He's going to trade him for picks, a pick or whatever. So no one wants Tyreek. But the only way you can unload Tyreek, he has to stay out of trouble. He has to play well, play smart all year long leading up to the deadline. And then maybe somebody will give you a pick in the middle rounds, late rounds for a rent-a player for a couple of weeks. That's it. Outside of that, Tyreek was never going anywhere, dude. Never. So Dolphin Dave or anybody out there entertaining that conversation, you're wasting your time. Okay? You're wasting your time. So, let's see what else. Big O AMC Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 50% off. Yeah, but again, if you can get a pass for the month, it's better than being tied to Tuesdays and cheaper. I remember when you had to wait in the lobby to get into the theater, packed theaters and no assigned seats, had to get there early. LOL. Remember that? Yeah, they don't do that anymore. But that's when also decency was in there too. The people that would leave and all that, and you can leave, it's different nowadays. Yeah, you can't do that kind of stuff. As a teenager, you had to sit in the back with your girl. That was the most important. True fans sit in the last row. Stay away from the Fonesian. Worst movie, big names in a long time. Fonesian. I never heard of it, but thank you, brother. I appreciate that. I appreciate. Thank you for telling me it sucked. If Tua stays healthy, we're going to the playoffs. It could happen. It could happen. That's a possibility, my brother. It's a possibility. I don't think so, but it's a possibility. I hope he stays healthy, man. I hope he takes care of himself because I want him to be healthy for Weaver. Sorry, but I'm cynical. I just kind of feel that that's what we're playing for a season that they're going to, basically move in a coach. That's it. Don't forget, folks, you can make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. Hialeah Park is a proud sponsor of our program, and we love the folks at Hialeah Park. Steve Calabro, all the great people, Mr. Brunetti and the Brunetti family. They've been with us for 20 years, man, and we love it, and we appreciate them immensely. We broadcast there every Thursdays. For now, by the way, we got, 2 more Thursdays? Right about, and then we start Tuesdays in August. So we're going to switch over to Tuesdays in August, and come on out there, man. The slots are loose. You've got the poker tables. You got all the different types of table games going on. They've got giveaways going on every 2 hours where they're giving away high-low games that everybody can play in right in the middle of the floor, and they're giving away $500 every 2 hours. On Saturdays and Sundays, they give away $1,000 every 2 hours. They've got entertainment on Friday nights with DJs and dancing, great food. They're giving away cars. They're giving away Bitcoin, gold, all kinds of stuff, man. So when you play the slot games, you get entries to those giveaways. So take advantage. Get on down there, Hialeah Park, and tell them that Big O sent you, man. Proud sponsor of our program there at Hialeah Park. And don't forget to download the Hialeah Park app. Go to their website, download the Hialeah Park app. You can make your bets. It's a beautiful thing. Take advantage. All right. Let's see what else. Saw Materialists. Dakota Johnson was a smoke show in the movie, but was the movie good? Okay. That's Don Johnson's daughter, right, Dakota? Okay. I get it, but was it a good movie is the question, Think Blue Dodgers. That's what I need to know. I mean, I don't want to go just because she's a smoke show. That's, it's not enough really to see the movie. I have to drive a little bit, So I don't mind driving because I like driving, and I don't mind because go have some dinner and walk around and stuff, but I want to know if the movie's good. I'm going to go see it, but, I saw Jurassic Park Rebirth. Yeah, I saw it. It was entertaining. I enjoyed it. Is it the best Jurassic Park? Not even close, but I enjoyed it. It's a Jurassic Park movie. It's not about incredible plot. The acting is so amazing. It's about a bunch of people trying to dodge some dinosaurs and stay alive, like all of them. It was entertaining. It was fun. That's all. An enjoyable hour and 45 minutes. I think that's what it was, or something like that. So, yeah. So, let's see. You guys are a trip. All right, we are out of here. We appreciate you all out there. Thank you. We appreciate, of course, Sean Stanley always getting it done. We will see you all tomorrow morning, same time, same place, same bat channel.
This is the Big O Show. This is